Coco the Silver Somali, Growing Up in Johannesburg, South Africa. By author, illustrator, music composer, narrator, Cinta Margot Spector. We shall start at the first drawing. Coco the Kitten. Once upon a time in South Africa, on a warm, cozy bed, a beautiful silver Somali gave birth to 6 kittens, 3 girls and 3 boys. In the first week, the kittens started to see out of their eyes and drank a lot of milk. People were coming in and out of the house to visit these beautiful kittens. But out of them all, one stood out the most. Coco, a very curious and spunky boy kitten, marched about causing chaos all around the house. Meeting Coco. Along came a Japanese girl who had been looking for a special kitten to take home with her for a very long time. This litter of kittens came right on time. Kuniko Takashi and her family moved from Japan to Johannesburg for her father's job posting. Kuniko and her family had been living in South Africa for a number of years since their move from Japan. On the day of meeting the new litter of kittens, Kuniko carried a whole collection of peacock feathers. A peacock is a bird commonly found in South Africa. Well, let's just say, the most spunkiest of all kittens, Coco had already removed the feathers from the Japanese girl's hands and taken them all hostage, so none of the other kittens had any chance to play with them. Over time, Coco would eventually learn how fun it is to play with others if toys are shared. Talking with the cat breeder. The cat breeder, who was born and raised in South Africa, was of a Zulu South African background, whose name was Hlami Shabalala. She had asked Kuniko Takashi, the Japanese girl, to come back after 2 weeks to make certain the kitten she wanted was indeed Coco, and that Coco was ready to leave his mother. Going back to pick up Coco. For 2 weeks, Kuniko could not get Coco out of her mind, so back to the breeder Kuniko went to finally pick up Coco. And to her surprise, guess who was waiting at the door? None other than Coco, now a bit bigger in size than she remembered. The feathers were collected again, and Coco once again grabbed them all and carried them off one last time through the breeder's home, where Kuniko was waiting calmly to bring him to a loving home where she lived. The drive home was an hour away from the breeder's home in Johannesburg, South Africa. Driving home with Coco. Coco was very interested in the movement of the car, for he had never been in one. This was his first car ride. A bit worried as to where he was going, but knew he was safe with Kuniko. Kuniko had tried to place him in a cat bag, but that was pointless, for Coco managed to wiggle his way out and wanted to sit on Kuniko's lap as they drove home. He was purring heavily on her lap. Well, she drove back and realized Coco, besides loving peacock feathers, was also big into cars, and being in one, that she was pretty sure this little tiger was up for any sort of adventure. Coco needs to learn a bit more about safety, Kuniko mumbled to Coco. Arriving home. What Kuniko didn't realize was that Coco was to become relatively a large cat in a matter of weeks. As they arrived back to the house, the first thing Kuniko got for Coco was some kitty food, in a brand new bowl just for him. Cowdy, the grown female cat living in the house, was a bit uneasy at first. Coco leaped out of the car, ran right inside and headed straight towards the food, which was ready and waiting for him. Coco started off at his own bowl, and in no time he had his face buried in Cowdy's food too. This was unexpected. It was as if he had never eaten. Little did they know that this was to become a regular thing for Coco. He ate all the food, finally settled into his new home and wanted more. A final packet was given to him, so Coco would feel at ease knowing there will always be an endless supply of food for the rest of his life. Cowdy will just have to teach Coco how to share food as he grows up in the Takashi family household. Nap time. He found a room to settle in, jumped right onto the bed and fell asleep just like that. In the meantime, Cowdy could not believe how much Coco just ate. Because Cowdy was not able to have kittens of her own, she, over time, would develop a loving affection towards Coco as if he was her own kitten. Sharing life with a new family member can be rewarding and challenging all at once. Patience and understanding is what is needed the most in this situation. Growing up. As Coco grew, the more he ate, the bigger he got. Koniko and her parents could not believe how much Coco, who started off as a small kitten, grew into a larger-than-average cat, possibly the size of a dog. This would explain the appetite he regularly had. Coco's joy for peacock feathers never went away either. Koniko continued gathering more feathers and toys for Coco and Cowdy. Coco's time to explore. Coco was now old enough to venture outside and climb trees and follow Cowdy around the neighborhood. One thing that defined Coco was his interest in talking to his human family, through knocking things off the table and closets, cups and saucers everywhere, until he finally got what he wanted, usually food, or he was ready to go out for the day. Coco's new family and friends. This was where Coco's adventures began as a young cat. He climbed the trees, watched the goldfish on one side of the house, while he climbed the trees over to the next-door neighbors' houses. New friends were being discovered every day. From the neighbor's cat to two small sausage dogs, Duchamps, on the other side. Across the road lived two Shar-Peis, who were always running around the road, while their human mother slowly waddled along behind them. New adventures still await. So as you can see, Coco had now created a whole new family around where he now lived. Adventure is all in the eye of the beholder, and what Coco does and who Coco talks to along the way makes Coco who he becomes. Now Coco has a long way to go with growing up and learning which friends he can trust. But as he grows and finds his way around the neighborhood, all sorts of things are developing with friends and strangers along the way. His mind grows and develops all the time. Life and living. Life is about living and learning, and enjoying who you spend time with in that very moment. Enjoying nature at its fullest, and what it has to offer is what Coco has been dealing with. Starting with just a few peacock feathers, they had opened a whole new door of adventure for Coco. And without the feathers that Koniko brought with her, who would have given him the freedom needed to grow? It all begins with one small move and a bright idea.